Well, I am in a sci-fi mood. I have been watching the British TV series called Doctor Who, Time Lord Traveler Extraordinaire. And what you might not know is I, too, am a Time Lord Traveler. So buckle up, get your helmets on, get your funky glasses on, and let's go. And there you have it. We have arrived. I'm going to put back on my funky glasses. We have arrived at today's episode of My Songs. And I'm going to talk to you about Song 5, week number 2. I've had some big learning moments this week. And let's get into that. That was Black Pistol Fire. It was an amazing concert, 2018 Bunbury Music Festival. I watched it on YouTube. Amazing. Two guys, vocalist, guitarist, one guy, and a drummer. And together they make amazing music. They don't have a bass player. If you have a bass player, that's great. But in this case, just two guys. And the guitarist is doing bass lines on his guitar and obviously doing all of their other things with the guitar. He's singing, he's performing, the drummer's doing an amazing job. And what I learned from that was doing more with my guitar. So the track on Song 5 has a bass guitar track, and then it has an acoustic guitar, which I don't like. But it made me think, what if I do like this guy from Black Pistol Fire, and I do my song not using a bass guitar, but using my guitar, my electric guitar, better. And so that made me think in a new direction. And I'll show you in a moment about where that direction took me. I recorded something new yesterday, and I'll let you listen to that. Then there was another learning moment for me, and it came from this guy.
And then you started to have the gridification of all music, not just rock, all pop music. Everything was tuned. Everything was put to a grid, a time grid and a pitch grid. Yep. You can't have blues if you are on a pitch grid. You can't.
No. There's nothing perfect about blues, man.
No. So there you have it. There's nothing perfect about the blues. So 2 major learning points there for me. One was Black Pistol Fire, doing more with the guitar, getting more out of it, sounding really cool with it. And then the other element was not using the music software to make things perfect. And for my other songs, I had done that a lot. I chopped things up. I took just the best parts of my performance, and I copied and pasted them into like a sequence which sounded like a song, but I just took the best parts. So, listening to these pros, I thought, all right, maybe that's what I'll try to do. I'll try to use my guitar more, or the instruments more, and in the software, what I'll try to do is just play right through from beginning to end, not just take the best parts and paste them in, copy and paste and cut out the bad stuff and quantize, make sure everything is in time using the software and the rest of it, but have those imperfections in there. So that was kind of my learning. So the Song 5 up until this weekend was more formulaic, using the software and the rest of it. And then the new Song 5 is not that. So let's take a look at the old version of Song 5, what I had built up in the beginning stages. And let's take a look at the new version of Song 5 and where it's going right now. Okay, here is the old version of Song 5. It's only about a week old, but let's listen to the bass. It's a 12-bar blues. It's using the 1-4-5 chord progression. Boom, 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 boom. Repeat. Super formulaic. Now, at the time, that was the best I could do. I mean, I'm not a bass player, and I thought that was pretty good. Okay, then I put on some acoustic, and you can see in the acoustic track here, down here, that I just took the best piece and I repeated, copied and pasted in the bass too. I just like copied and pasted, like I didn't play with the whole song. I just played 12 bars as best as I could and then copied and pasted it. And then down here with the acoustic, I kind of did a similar thing, even worse. Just matching the 1-4-5 progression. It's pretty lackluster. I mean, not bad because I'm still beginner, right? I'm a high beginner looking to become intermediate. I keep saying that. But, the whole reason I'm doing songs is to learn. So that was the first version of song 5, and I was planning to build on it and so on. But then, as I say, I watched, Black Pistol Fire, and I was really inspired by what they were doing. And just an amazing band, fantastic. They're my new favorite band. And then watching Rick Beato's YouTube channel, and that particular YouTube, I forget the title, something like Is Rock Dead or How Did Rock Die or something like that. I'll put the link in my description. But and his comments on this type of software. And it really, really got me thinking. So what I did was try something different. And so this is the new one. And you can see the track up here. This is the guitar track. It's a rhythm. It's a bass line using my Epiphone Dot and my Vox, over here now, my Vox amplifier. And I was using a full tone Octafuzz as well. But I played right through. I played the whole thing, which was good for me. And I was using chords, power chords, and a progression that I don't even know what that progression is, but I just thought it sounded good. And I thought, I'm going to get away from the formula. I'm just going to go with something that feels good, sounds good. And this is what I've got so far. And then it repeats. So that was 16 full bars. So not the 12 bars, it's 16 bars. All right, so right there I'm kind of breaking the rule for me as a beginner. And then there were some of those lower power chords that weren't in the 1-4-5, but they sounded good. And I thought, it sounds good. I want to keep going with this. I like it. I really liked how my Vox performed on that, and with the fuzz pedal, which I almost never use. But I figured it out. I played with my amp. That was a big learning for me, was just playing with the amp settings, getting the pedal working with my guitar and the amp, and getting some cool sounds out of it, which was the first time for me. And then I played a whole song, just power chords. And for a lot of people that might be simple, but for me as a beginner, it's not easy. It's not easy to not mess up. So I got that. And then, this week what I really wanted to do was put lead on top. I didn't really get around to that. I did practice. You watched one of my video from yesterday, I think it was, where I was practicing that yesterday or the day before, practicing for song 5. But lead is hard, man. It's not easy. Like how to put it in so you're not overkilling. How to be judicious with it and have it sound good. Anyway, I like the bass line. I like the rhythm that's in there. I'm really going to pressure my son to do some drums over the next week. Get him off the video games and put him on the drums. I think it's really important that parents pressure their kids to do an instrument. I think it pays off later in life when they're getting into their adulthood. They finally say, oh man, I'm glad I know how to play an instrument. So my son likes drums, but he hasn't been on it in a while. So I'm gonna get him back on those drums there and see if he can do something for me. If he can't, if he really doesn't want to, I'll do it. But he's better than I am for the drums. Yeah, so why don't I leave it off there? That was the past week of Song 5. It was a paradigm shift for me. It was eye-opening, seeing how Black Pistol Fire does their music, and then with very limited resources but amazing outcomes. And then the 3 guys there in the video, and especially what Rick Beato was saying. About software and how software has been used in the industry and everything, and what really is good music, what sounds good, and that's what I'm interested in playing as a hobbyist. I'm a music hobbyist. That's what I'm after, is the authenticity of music, exploring music and enjoying music and creating music, and especially playing my guitar. And I enjoy playing with the software and everything, but anyway, if I could be like Black Pistol Fire, that'd be it for me, man. I'd be happy as could be. All right, with that, I got to get back to the time travel tunnel there. Dr. Blue checking out. See you next week.